Haven't shown you my collection in a while, so let's do it. First part is sealed, and then I'll show you my binder and inventory after that. So with sealed, it's kind of two ways I think about sealed. One is I just really enjoy looking at it. This is fun, like it's like a Pokemon card store, right? I just have this Pokemon card store I can look at anytime, and I just think that's really fun. But half of it for me, it is sort of utilitarian, right? Like I don't need, for my personal collection, 5 boxes of Surging Sparks, but I have them. And I have 4 PC ETBs, and 3 or 4 here, loose ones, and a case of them down here. I don't need that many Surging Sparks boxes as a collector, but I believe in those products. I believe in their future value. And the idea with the profit here, this is like, folks who follow the channel know I don't really love like the pokey investing thing. I guess I'm thinking of them as an investment in the sense that I believe that most of these products are going to go up in value. And when they do, I will sell them eventually. And I will use those profits to either reduce the cost basis of sealed like this to 0. So essentially if Pokemon went to 0, I lose no money because I made enough profit to cover whatever I keep. Or, and probably the main thing, not really or, it's like really the main way I think about this, is the profits from these will roll into like my binder and slabs that I like to collect. But the idea there is the same thing, just to reduce the cost basis to 0 so that I don't have to worry about the money I have invested in Pokemon. I can just enjoy it, and it essentially eventually becomes like free to me, if that makes sense. This is sort of not for everyone. And so anyway, I guess I just want to be clear, like, I don't view these sealed investments like, oh, this is like my retirement fund, or this is like not really part of my personal finance strategy. Maybe it is like in the tiniest way, but it's not a primary part of my personal financial strategy or goals or anything. It's really about like, hey, I bought 4 of these UPCs for $105 a unit, and they're like $250 today. I could sell 2 of these, and then I would have made $200 to keep the other 2. And I can use that sort of same logic, rolling that logic into growing a collection that costs me actually less and less out of pocket as a collection grows. But it does take time. I will say, I only got back into Pokemon February of this year. I'm recording this right around the end of the year in 2024. So less than a year back into the hobby since childhood. And, you know, I've spent, I think, about 10.5K on all the sealed here. And my current market value on all of this is about 15. So that is so, I mean, you got to sell it, and then there's fees and shipping and whatever else. But I've made $5,000 on this already this year. So in that sense, I could sell half of what's here, make $7,500 back, have a $7,500 collection that out of pocket, I only spent about $2,500 on. Hopefully that makes sense. That's the way I think about this sealed stuff. And from a value standpoint. From a collector standpoint, I mean, it's just, look, like, it's like having a little card store in my house, right? Like 4 Surging Sparks art sets here, Unified Minds sleeved boosters, Lost Thunder sleeved booster. I've got 5 Surging Sparks booster boxes, Paldea Evolved, Fusion Strike. I have 4 Chilling Reign, 4 Astral Radiance, 3 Silver Tempest, Evolving Skies. All these I bought. Other than maybe Astral, I think I paid well under current market for all of these over the past, call it 6 months or so. I've got a few cases. I really believe in Crown Zenith. This is another thing, like these and these Crown Zenith ETBs, they were everywhere. You could hardly sell them, I guess, if you were an LGS, or they would show up at Costco and they wouldn't go away for a while. And now you look at how, you look at what's happening with the market values of these products. I'm not like spending lots of time obsessing over what's the perfect product to buy. I just think, what are people going to want to open? When I opened one of these UPCs, I said, that was fun. People are going to want to open that in a few years, and it won't be available, and it's going to be more valuable because of that. And so I bought 4 of them. That's sort of how, that's about the amount of thought I put into this stuff, right? I'm not obsessing over like which one's going to do this one thing so I can make 30 bucks. I'm not, also, don't be this cringe person scalping. Like, I'm not going to Costco right when it opens and then like tackling moms and kids to try to get product so I can make like $10 a piece on it. What I am trying to do here is basically like double to quadruple the value of this stuff over the coming years so that the rest of my collection becomes free to me. So hopefully that makes sense. That's the sealed collection. It's PC ETBs, booster boxes, Japanese booster boxes. That's really the core of it, with a few other little fun things thrown in, like the UPC and sleeved boosters. Let's move on to the binder. Okay, let's talk about my binder. Recently upgraded to a 12 pocket binder so I could just fit more stuff and get cooler looking pages. This first one here, of course, is Gold Stars. Folks who watch the channel know that I really got into those for a while, and it's not that I don't like them anymore. I actually really still do, but it's quite an endeavor to like collect all of them, and I don't necessarily love all of them. So rather than like master setting things, I'm trying to just collect things I like. And so specifically with Gold Stars, I think these evolutions are really cool. I have a blank space here for Charizard because I like those 3 Delta species ones. Shiny Metagross I think is just one of the cooler like shiny Pokemon in general. So yeah, I mean, these are just the ones I like the most. And so that's what I've decided I'm going to collect. Blank spaces, don't know what they're for. You know, maybe I change my mind. I want other Gold Stars eventually. I've owned a good number, like a good variety of them, and sold them and stuff like that. Then I am working on the Shining set, Unlimited in English, which is done here. This is all the English Shinings, and the Japanese versions of them, which are quite a bit harder to come by, at least here in the States, including the Korokoro Mew. So yeah, I'm still working on these. A lot of these are having to get cracked out of slabs, so that's one of the ways I'm getting to these. But still working on these, not like in a huge rush. This is more like as I come by them, it's just one of those fun things to sort of chase for me, because I think this page will just look so cool side by side. And I'm kind of doing them mirrored from one another, so they'll all be in the sort of same position. You can kind of compare the Japanese and the English. We've got the obviously kind of base set original arts of the big 3. We've got them in English and Japanese, as well as the classic collection with the cool gold border, and then the CD promo variants. Then over here, obviously, the 151 starter sets. And I've got, in these spaces, I'm doing these Japanese exclusive tag team all-star trainers. Obviously, I just need, I think it's called Blues Exploration, which is the one that has the Bulbasaur in it. Yeah, obviously, I've got the blank there. My shiny, or sleepy page. They are shiny. My sleepy page, just primarily focused on full arts. I am collecting some of these, and I've got a second binder that's like low value stuff, but focusing on full arts of these sleeping Pokemon. So obviously got a few major alts there, but I just generally love these. This might be my favorite part of the collection, actually. So it's really nothing to do with value, and completely just like this Pikachu card. I love this card. I have this in a PSA 10 as well, and it's just one of my favorites. The value doesn't really matter to me too much there. I collect Shinji Kanda's arts. I've got a blank space here for the new Roaring Moon that's coming out from Terrestrial Festival and Prismatic Evolution. Same sort of deal here, trying to avoid repeats, so I don't have all of them, but kind of working toward master setting Shinji Kanda's arts. I just think they're very cool. These are all, not all of, but most of the Japanese banned cards, and I decided I'm going to side-by-side them with the English updates. So what did they look like when they updated them for Western markets? A lot of these, if you don't know, a lot of these have some sort of kind of lore on why they were deemed inappropriate for Western audiences, for kids. Some of them are pretty obvious when you look at them, but pretty fun. This is sort of random and unfinished. These are obviously kind of like red with Pikachu. These are just sort of trainers in Pokemon. And then over here is just modern stuff I like. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with modern stuff I like. I've got primes. I've got most and some of these legend cards that sort of don't have another place in the binder, but I have a lot of these. I'm only missing a few, and these are in order, so these blanks are intentional. I think I'm only missing 3 or something like that. Then we've got Delta Species, another one where I went kind of like the Gold Stars. I started going wild, picking up every Delta Species, and then I decided it's a big endeavor to try to master set Delta Species, and I'm just going to focus on the ones I really like. So these are the ones that, you know, anytime I consider selling them, I'm like, oh man, I would miss that card. So I just know that like I like these ones a lot, and as I come across more, I can add more, but I'm probably not selling these. These are more just cool modern cards, but in a lot of cases they kind of go together. It's not always the case, right? Like these two don't necessarily go together, but like these two go together. These two definitely go together, and this one kind of has a very similar style. Obviously, this Evolution line here, this Deerling Sawsbuck. I feel like this Heracross kind of goes with this. And then I've the Melodic I actually got, but I'm going to send it to grading, so I still need to get the Melodic from Surging Sparks to go with this Feebas. Folks who watch the channel know Scizor, probably my favorite Pokemon, so I collect a lot of this guy. I've got some blanks here for like Dark Scizor, and I've got a lot of this sort of OG art. I think this is all of them, or maybe one short for this original art. It might be all of them. And then for the most part, I'm not like trying to collect every Scizor card to ever exist. And again, it's just more about which ones I like. So when I look at these, they're very cool, and I have a hard time imagining selling them regardless of whether it's a $1 card or $100 card or whatever. So more space for Scizors, then Gengar. Second favorite Pokemon, maybe my first depending on the day. So we've got some really cool card-ass ones. Obviously the modern alt. This one's from my buddy. Doing the same thing here with all these OG arts. I have a blank space here for the Legendary Collection Reverse Holo, which is quite hard to come by in the right condition at the right price. So being patient and really looking out for that. But same deal here. Like some of these cards are worth literally nothing, and some of them are worth hundreds of dollars, and it's less about that to me and more about just enjoying collecting and enjoying what I collect, collecting what I enjoy, however you want to phrase it. Dragonite, I started collecting Dragonite as one of my top few favorite Pokemon as well, and then kind of decided I didn't feel as connected to most of these Dragonite cards. Like I could imagine myself like selling these, and so to me that's a signal that if I could treat it like it's inventory, then I don't need to keep going. So a lot of these Dragonite cards I'll keep. These are from my wife's childhood collection. These are, again, like doing kind of every variant of this OG art. Really just like some of these cards, so they won't go anywhere. But for the meantime, unless I find a Dragonite card, I just really have to have kind of cooling off on that. And then this is getting into just Japanese, I guess. So some of these are nostalgic, some of these are childhood cards, stuff I got in Japan, cards I just like. Delta Species, this Lenticular Deoxys, very cool if you haven't seen it. I was surprised how many people, when I showed this recently to some friends who are really into Pokemon, how many people don't know about this official Lenticular card. Very cool. And I think that's it in this binder. I have another binder, but it's really it's a little miscellaneous and it's lower value for the most part. So I'm gonna stop there on the binder and let's go take you to inventory. All right, so I recently updated this corner of one of my rooms to sort of become, I don't know, a shipping station and, I don't know, display for what I would consider to be inventory rather than strictly my collection. So I'm gonna mount the phone here so I can use both my hands. So first thing is, in this case, this is a case you'll see me bring to shows sometimes. So a lot of times it's stuff that I'm willing to trade or sell. So it's got a bunch of singles in it, all kinds of different eras and price points, but a lot of this, not a lot of this, the point is that it's inventory. So the way I think about inventory is it's stuff that I have purchased specifically with the intention of reselling it and making a little profit on it and rolling that profit into the collection items that you saw a little bit ago. So this is, slabs available for sale and things like that. This is personal collection stuff here. I just haven't found a great place to put it yet. I'm collecting this Neolugia PSA 1 through 10, and they have to have a swirl on them. So that's another one of those long-term goals, just for fun. It's a very nostalgic, one of my favorite cards. A lot of core memories, or some core memories, I guess, with that card. And then in this case here from Dragon Scale, by the way, I am a partner with Dragon Scale, so I like their products quite a bit. I think they're at a great price point. All these guards in here are from Dragon Scale, so if you want them, if you're interested in them, you can reach out to me. I am probably selling them or can get some to sell you. Cool. So in this box is slabs for like higher end slabs. So in the other box is sort of like sub $100 slabs. Most of the stuff here is over $100. In some cases, quite a bit more. So these are kind of in the personal collection right now, but again, just don't have like a great home for them. And I'm working on those Tag Team All-Stars. As you saw, I have them raw as well. So these are just cards I love. This stuff in the middle here is inventory. And right now it's not available for sale. So if you see this video and you're interested, I guess if you'll pay market, I'll sell it to you. It is for sale, but really I'm saving up stuff like this for vending. I'm going to be vending again in January and in June, maybe one time in between those, like March, April range. So I'm sort of saving that stuff, so I have really cool inventory then. So I'm just kind of walking you through it, right? You can tell, like, a lot of the stuff you saw me buy in buyer POV videos if you follow the channel. If you don't, welcome, and thanks for watching. Some of this I graded myself, and I've got a shipment out at PSA right now that I'm waiting on. So that'll build up my, hopefully I get that back before the Fairfield show at the end of January, and that'll be my inventory. Or that'll really help bolster my inventory. But anyway, yeah, these are, you know, your few $100 alts and illustration rares and tag teams and things like that. Just generally going for desirable stuff that I also like. In the event values go down, I'm not bummed to be stuck with. I won't feel stuck with any of this stuff. So anyway, I guess I don't need to show you absolutely everything. A lot of the stuff back here that doesn't have a guard is stuff I graded myself. Hit a lot of 10s in that shipment. So pretty good shape there. I'm going to show you one more thing, which is my slab personal collection, which is sitting on a wall. So let's take you over there. All right, and here is my slab wall. Just, it's in a stairwell basically, but let me zoom into 1x here and talk through this as I show you each of these. So I love Scizor, got that Scizor pack there. Got a sequential set of these 3 Japanese promos that of course now have released in English. A gift from a viewer there at the Oyama's Pikachu. I told you, I just love this card. I think I paid 30 bucks for this card. It's one of my favorites. And then in these rainbow graded cards, I do have a few extras. I bought a bunch of them and they always sell out. So I bought, not a bunch, I bought 10 of them. So I'll keep like 5 and I'll probably sell 5. So if you really, really want one, I don't even know. People have marked them up a lot on eBay. I don't know what to sell them for. But anyway, neither here nor there. A lot of this is PC in the sense that like it's not for sale. And it won't be for sale. Maybe the Greninja will come with me to the next show, but I really just like these. I think they look awesome. This I bought recently. This video about this collection will probably go out before the video where I bought that Latios, but I bought it thinking, oh, I'll hold on to it and sell it in the future, and I just love this card. I don't know if I'll sell it in the future. Looking for the Cramorant and a BGS 10 to go with this one. And this was the first like expensive slab I bought when we got back into collecting, and when I went to my second or something card show back in like March of this year. This is a card that's also nostalgic for me. I owned it as a kid, but obviously in like probably terrible condition. So I've got the gold graded guards on those. And yeah, this is just like a fun, it's kind of, you know, it's art. It's just sort of how I like to enjoy this stuff. This really is, for the most part, other than the Lugia Neos that I showed you a minute ago, and the Espeon and the Tag Team All-Star Trainers, this is really the extent of my slab collection. I don't necessarily want to own a lot of slabs. For me, the main thing I'm collecting is, it's all about that binder for me, but there are just some cards that look so good in a slab with a guard like this, or where the value, or I don't know, there's just some reason I want these in a slab, and so that's what I've chosen to do. But it is a pretty small slab collection, all things considered. All right, thanks for watching. That's the entire collection update. Total value does sit somewhere around $45,000 to $50,000 at any given time. I'm hoping at some of the upcoming shows I'm able to sell quite a bit. And again, I'll just kind of keep rolling those profits back into buying more inventory and helping to fund the personal collection. Let me know your collection goals in the comments below. I would love to hear what you liked out of my collection, what you think I'm missing, and what you're working on. I just really like this hobby, like talking about it, like sharing it. So would love to hear from you. All right, thanks.